Hello, my friends, and welcome to Youth Potential, a channel dedicated to helping young people with mental health problems. I have two books available, 102 Distraction Techniques and Self-Harm to Self-Harmony. Both of these books are only available on Amazon. Thank you very much for watching this video. Hello, my friend Scott here, representing Youth Potential. So if you're wondering why I'm in this garage, it's because this garage was where Youth Potential was born about 5-6 years ago. I used to do all my early videos in here. I used to speak about achievement as opposed to kind of like mental illness. And also, if you're wondering why I look like I've just gone for a jog, it's because I've actually just been to the gym and it is really cold in this garage. So I need something to keep me warm. There's no insulation in here whatsoever, and it's like not even 1 degree outside, I don't think. Anyway, let's get on with the video. So today I'm going to be talking about what goes through the mind of a suicidal person. And I'm trying to focus more on someone who is planning on suicide as opposed to someone who acts impulsively, or it's the result of a psychotic episode, because they are vastly different. So this is kind of more like linked to depression, that kind of thing, as opposed to someone like me who has borderline personality disorder, who can act impulsively. I mean, it doesn't matter if you've got a disorder or not. I mean, at the end of the day, anyone has the capacity for committing suicide. So anyway, this is all from my own experiences. I can't speak on behalf of every single person that has ever tried to commit suicide, but I'm pretty comfortable in the fact that I'm sure the vast majority of people will agree with me, or at least be able to relate to this. Okay, so the very beginning of the thought process, for me at least, is I think about every aspect of my life, all of the key things, all the things that kind of matter, basically, all the things that make a difference. You know, it can be like work, family, friends, like goals, that kind of stuff, self-image, and mental and physical health, obviously. I start looking at all those things, and then I see the negative in everything. Okay, you break it down, and you just think about what's wrong. This is shit, this is shit, this is shit, this is shit, that's wrong, I don't like this, I don't like this, I don't like this. And that becomes quite overwhelming. So that kind of like pushes you, tries to push you under. And then instead of being able to try and fight back and think, no, I can change that, I can fix this, I can ask for help and make that happen, it's more like, oh, fuck it, I can't do this anymore. I can't do this. I can't go another day feeling like this. I can't go another day doing that. I can't be subjected to this anymore. Or I hate my mind. I hate this. I hate that. Just everything's shit, okay? It's really hard, almost impossible, to focus on any positive in your life at this stage. And then from that, you think, how can I make this all stop? I'm going to kill myself. It comes to that decision. Personally, I find that from that moment onwards, that a weight is kind of lifted off my shoulders. All that pressure that was pushing me down is kind of just gone, because I start thinking, okay, I'm going to kill myself. That's fine. All of these troubles I'm having, they're gone, as good as. And then from there, it's kind of like, obviously the next step for me would be to start planning. I would think about closure completely. I'd think about all the people that matter to me in my life, and I'd be writing them notes. And then other little loose ends that needed tying up, I'd think, okay, right, I need to make sure these ends are tied up, because I don't want my family and friends lumped with all that responsibility. They're already taking on the fact that I'm going to be dead. So it might be things like letting them know my bank details, or can they pass on a message to these people, requests at my funeral, etc., etc. So Yeah. And then I think between that moment of kind of deciding and planning, when that's kind of out the way, that in between bit between the planning and the deciding and the actual act of suicide, I find just everything becomes meaningless. Like you get no joy, but also no discomfort either. No misery, no unhappy. It's not. It's just flat, completely emotionless. And I just find myself kind of balancing between happy and unhappy, and then slightly slipping off into unhappy every now and then. And the only time I fall back into the more positive spectrum is when things are just going wrong. Loads of things are going wrong, and I end up just laughing at it because I think, doesn't matter anymore because I'm going to be dead soon. And I think that's another reason why I become so emotionless, is because I just think, well, I'm going to be dead soon, so why does that matter? Why does that matter? Why does that matter? None of this matters at all, because in a couple of weeks I'm going to be dead. And yeah, it's just completely emotionless, completely flat. I mean, yeah, there'll be times, like at night, for example. For me, that's kind of like a prime time to spiral into a long depressive state. And again, my mind will just go back to that earlier part of thinking, what's wrong in my life, and you start breaking it down again, because you just kind of want to reaffirm to yourself that you do actually want to commit suicide, because it's very easy to become doubtful, especially if you've never tried to commit suicide before. So you just kind of sell yourself on the idea that dying and killing yourself is the right thing to do. You also find yourself becoming very isolated, very withdrawn, very quiet, because again, you don't get joy out of anything. And I just push myself away from people because I just want to make it a little bit easier emotionally. The last thing they probably want is like a great night one night and then horror the next morning when I'm dead or whatever. I think, it just makes it a bit easier just to isolate myself. I tend not to speak to anyone unless they speak to me first. I won't meet up with people. I'll just try and fade into the background before I go. That's kind of it. So yeah, between deciding and the act of suicide, it's just a lot of just floating, like existing, just completely numb, miserable from time to time. You look at everything like you just don't care. It's meaningless, doesn't mean anything. Nothing brings you joy. And you just feel like this is it. I can't wait to die. Yeah, so that's it. Just summed up, you focus on all the things that are wrong in your life. You draw the conclusion that suicide's the right thing to do. Then you plan, you set yourself a date, and until then, nothing means anything, and there's no joy. And another thing as well, actually, I find that my imagination will pick out little things in life and turn them into kind of gory, suicidal images in my mind. So for example, if I drive under a bridge, my imagination will be like, oh, imagine jumping off that bridge, or go past a train, oh, imagine getting run over by that train. It's because suicide becomes a part of your, the dominant thought in your mind. Your imagination will work with that and present more of those suicidal thoughts to you by conjuring up images. So that's basically it, in my opinion. That's my particular thought process and cycle. If you I really appreciate you watching this video, guys. It wasn't an easy one to make. In fact, I did quite a lot of takes for this. If there's anything else you'd like to add, anyone else that's been suicidal, like what kind of thought process is there that I might have missed, because I find it very interesting to read about other people. So anyway, thank you very much for watching. All the best. Take care.